March 26, 2026, the Dolby Theater in Los Angeles. Alex Warren is standing on stage at the iHeartRadio Music Awards. He has just won Song of the Year, and he is about to win Breakthrough Artist of the Year. He stands at the microphone, and he dedicates it to his parents. His dad, who died of cancer when Alex was just 9 years old, and his mom, who died when he was 20 years old. Every person in that building understood what they were witnessing. This was not a pop artist winning awards moment. They saw an overcomer. I'm Leslie Korsmather here in the vocal booth with you, and today I want to tell you the story of how Alex Warren got to that stage and how he went from ordinary to extraordinary and what you can take from it. Welcome to the vocal booth. Alex Warren was born September 18th, 2000 in Carlsbad, California. His dad was a man who was present in every way a boy wants him to be, but his dad was diagnosed with kidney cancer 4 times. He beat it 3 times, and the 4th and last time, he couldn't beat it. Alex was just 9 years old when his dad died. And before he died, his dad gave him a Fender guitar. Now, I don't believe in coincidences. I don't think this was an accident. I think maybe his dad saw something in him. What did he know? After his dad died, his mom, who had been struggling, fell apart. She had been drinking, and without his dad there, she started drinking even more. She became emotionally absent during those times that Alex needed her most. He watched his sister go to a daddy-daughter dance without their dad. He started mourning for the first time. He said, I didn't know how to process it. I just went to the piano and I played some chords. And that session at the piano became his first song. He called it One More I Love You.
5 a.m. and I feel like crying. I knew I lost you, I lost a friend. Clock ran out at the worst of timing. I'm deeply troubled, filled with regret. Mom's knees deep in alcohol, but I'm drowning. I'm drowning, sinking deeper. Need your arms around me.
He wrote it about his dad, and then he sat on that song for 8 years before releasing it because the song wasn't ready, the artist wasn't ready, and he was an artist who knew that you shouldn't release a song before its time. Alex had started posting videos on YouTube when he was 10 years old, and then through his teen years, he started building an audience and making content and learning how to connect with people through the camera. He co-founded the Hype House, which the name actually was his idea. He was doing what a lot of kids do on the internet, but unlike a lot of those kids, he had a real need and a real reason for an outlet and to build community. And so he gained ridiculous amounts of followers on YouTube and on TikTok, and he understood how it worked and how the internet worked in a way that most artists his age don't. And then when he was 18 years old, his mom kicked him out of the house. He had no plan. He had no fallback. He slept in his friends' cars. And then when he was 20, his mom died. Both parents gone before he was 21 years old, but he kept going. In June of 2021, 8 years after he wrote One More I Love You, he released it independently. Just him, no label, just him putting the song out in the world and seeing if it was ready, and it was.
Nothing in this world I wouldn't do to say one more I love you. Nothing in this world I wouldn't do to say one more I love you.
And it gained amazing traction. So he released more songs. He released Screaming Underwater.
It feels like I'm screaming underwater. You know what keeps me sinking to the bottom.
Remember Me Happy.
Wonder what you visit when I'm gone. Put petals on my stone. Remember me happy. We're not even at all. These thoughts are monsters in my head. It's a battle I won't win. This can't go on forever. Here's hoping it gets better.
These gained attention from record labels. In August of 2022, he signed to Atlantic Records, and he was only 21 years old. Here's something I want to point out. He didn't come to Atlantic Records with nothing. He came with an audience, with a work ethic, and a set of songs that had been written from a real experience. The record label recognized what he had already built, and the reason that's important is because you need to be willing to do the work. You need to have a good work ethic in order to succeed. He left the Hype House, and there'd been this falling out. He wasn't getting paid for his contributions. So that was another thing that could have derailed him, but instead he kept going. In 2024, Burning Down put him on the Billboard Hot 100 for the first time. With that came the release of an EP called You'll Be Alright, Kid. Just the name of the project says so much. You'll be alright, kid. He names it for the very thing that he needed to hear. He names it for himself. And what I love about this is that he's displaying his faith here. Now he's talked openly about his faith. He's a Christian, and his relationship with God has understandably been complicated by everything that's happened in his life. And I think it's worth talking about because a lot of artists go through dark times. In an interview, he said, "After losing my dad, I constantly questioned a God that would take him from me. After watching my mom drink herself to death, I truly questioned things again. But as time has gone on, I realized the things that I have endured have led me to where I am today. I love my life, and I also love my God." That's inspiring. In December of 2024, Alex went to a 2-week writing camp in Los Angeles. The studio they were working in was nicknamed the Dust Bowl because it was full of dust, actual dust. They were losing their voices trying to write songs in a room that was making them ill. And somewhere in that dusty room, losing his voice, he wrote the line, "Lord, return me to dust." And that lyric ended up in one of the most spiritually resonant songs of the year, a lyric about surrendering to God, started as a riff in a dirty, dusty studio. And the song Ordinary was born. And Alex hated it. He said his exact words were, "This doesn't sound like a record I'd put out." And think about that. The man who wrote a song that would become the song of the year, who would stand on the Dolby Theater stage with tears in his eyes, dedicating it to his parents that he had lost, hated the song. And he almost didn't put it out. But then they started adding production to it. The choir came in, the layers came in, and his relationship with the song started to change.
Something so wild will be ordinary. You got me kissing the ground, will be sanctuary. Shatter me with your touch, oh Lord, return me to dust. The angels up in the clouds are jealous knowing we fall.
He said it sounded so insane when we started adding the choir and everything on top of it. Think about what that choir represents: faith, hope, worship, angels, the sound of voices joining together.
Something so wild will be ordinary. You got me kissing the ground, sanctuary. Shatter me with your touch, oh Lord, return me to dust. The angels up in the clouds are jealous knowing we fall.
For an artist who lost so much at 9 years old and was alone in a car at 18 and who questioned God and eventually found his way back, the choir was a perfect choice for him. And how many people have listened to this song and have received inspiration from it? But then just to add fuel to the fire, his label did not get behind releasing Ordinary right away. They didn't have vision for it becoming a hit, and so they advised him to release a different song. But being the fighter and the overcomer that he is, he promoted it himself. He posted over 100 TikTok videos featuring this song. And it took a while before it had social media success, but he persevered. He used the same skills that he had been building since he was 10 years old, posting YouTube videos in his bedroom to make sure this song found its audience. He didn't wait for the industry to make it happen. He made it happen himself, and he saw success. The song received 400 million views on his account before the record label even released it. That's inspiring. That's extraordinary. In February of 2025, Ordinary was officially released. It hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. It spent 12 consecutive weeks at #1 in the United Kingdom, and it passed 1 billion streams on Spotify. An overcomer, a kid with no parents who was sleeping in a car 7 years earlier. A year later, Alex Warren released Fever Dream.
Walked in something like a fever dream. I've been slept in wings, I think I'm seeing things like a shadows dancing us out of our clothes. I'll be damned if you love me, damned if you don't.
The first thing you notice about it is that the energy is completely different than in Ordinary. While Ordinary feels reverent and somewhat intimate, Fever Dream is hilarious chaos. We've got Paris Hilton in the video.
Paris?
Yeah,
This has been you the whole time?
duh.
Is this even real?
It's time to wake up, Alex.
We've got celebrity mansions.
You look to your left, that is Keanu Reeves. And to the right, we have, I almost said Ellen DeGeneres, and that would have been a mistake.
It's a comedy, and to me, it's like someone who fought and overcame is finally allowed to enjoy life. And when you look at his songs, you see a range of human experiences and emotion. The grief in One More I Love You, the survival in Burning It Down, the somber devotion in Ordinary, and then the joy and laughter in Fever Dream.
Ow.
And that's what we can learn from this. Every chapter of our lives is different. So what does this mean for you? Well, not everyone goes through the same amount of pain that Alex Warren went through, and some people go through even more. But all of us have had pain. All of us have had to overcome something. Alex questioned God. He wrestled with God. He didn't just walk away. He pushed. He kept making music and he kept building. He kept releasing songs even when the breakthrough wasn't coming yet. And when he stood on that stage and he thanked his God and he dedicated his award to his parents, his faith shined through. Faith is the evidence of things even when we haven't seen them yet. Alex was filled with faith even when he didn't know it. His story is inspiring and we should learn from it. If you have a story, if you've lived something real and you want to figure out how to write it and record it, those are the kind of vocal production sessions that I do. And you can book me to consult you. Reach out to me at the link below. And the first question I will ask you is, what is the story that you've been afraid to tell? Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment and tell me just a little bit about your story and which part of Alex Warren's story do you find the most inspiring. I'll see you in the next video. And until then, just keep singing.